This episode is brought to you by Team PG, Davy and Janine, at Team Powerhouse Realty. Hey guys, we did it. We're back out at camp. It's episode 5. Out at episode 5. We had a little bit of a problem getting out here to make episode 5 with some really bad weather. Last little bit it's been raining and just wet and miserable. And today we got a little bit of snow in the morning, but it's pretty dark and miserable out, and the winds died down at the moment, so we decided we're going to go ahead and get the video made. But it brought up a really good topic about how weather really affects your camping and your mood for camping. And when it's gray and dark and wet like this, nobody really enjoys camping in the rain. Do you?
No.
So when you're doing that, it's really a mentality that you need to put into your head. You really need to just get the work done and do your best to stay warm and dry, and if you're warm and dry, you're more likely to be happy about it. It's the same when you're doing survival camping. It's all really a mentality that you need to hold, that you can do it, you will get through it, and doesn't matter what happens, that you can think outside the box and come up with new and better ways to do things and to overcome any challenges. And that's the key to real survival camping. We're not hardcore survival camping. We're really just doing stuff a little bit at a time. But you know, when it's dark and miserable like this and you start feeling sad, you start feeling that feeling that maybe you can't do this and what are you doing, and you should get out of here, or that kind of stuff. When really you just have to listen to your heart and know that you can do this. It's not difficult. Take that moment to kind of gather yourself up, get your fire going. Fire is happiness.
Oh yes.
Get that fire going and figure out what you need to do next. Get it into your head. You can do it.
The warmer you are, the happier you are.
So let's get a fire going.
Let's do it.
Kind of got started out late, so we're going to get right to making our lunch because we're hungry and could use something warm. Today again we're going to cook in the billy can, and what we're going to make is kind of a no-bake casserole. It's going to be noodles and some meat, and it's really simple. We'll cook it all right in there. First thing we need to do is get our water going, and I brought water with us. We're gonna probably don't need all of it to make the noodles, but we're gonna boil it all so that we have something warm to drink while we're doing all this. All right, that is all of our water. Hopefully it'll be enough for everything we want to do. Now that the water's going, or the water's ready, fire's going good enough, we're just going to go get the tripod, put it back over top, and get that water boiling. So let's do that. Oh. It looks like it's going to be one of those days. In putting the tripod over the fire, the billy can full of water, and all of our water got dumped into the fire. So our fire's out, we need to start that again. And we need to figure out how we're going to get some water. Snow is usually a pretty easy way of getting water. We don't have a lot of snow, so melting snow takes a lot of time, and we'd be putting a lot of effort to be getting water that's full of forest floor and crap. So we'll have to figure this out. Let's get the fire going again, and then we'll think about this. We made our way over to the river. We figured that's probably a good place to get us some water to start with. We have run into a bit of a problem that the river is flowing, but the edges of the river are still ice. We'd have to go quite a ways to go and get the water, and the ice just isn't safe. So we're gonna have to think of something else. So, the water's way out there. There's ice on either side of it. And how to get to the water, we've come up with an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but the idea is that we're going to go back up onto the bridge and lower the billy can with some rope. Hopefully we have enough rope, and get some water and go back to camp. So, using what is out here for us, we're gonna solve our water problems, I hope. We've gone through our bags. We found 3 different pieces of rope, so that'll be long enough hopefully to get to the water. We'll do a quick test, but first I wanted to show you our knots that we put together. It's a woven figure 8. I don't know if you can see that. So it's a woven figure 8. More than strong enough to keep everything together and account for the water when it gets in there. So next thing we're going to do is just put this over the edge, make sure it goes to the bottom. Definitely touches the bottom with lots of space. So next we will tie up our billy can to it and get some water. Yeah.
And now it's my job to tie it close it to the top. We're gonna tie it right. Oh.
So to make things interesting, Lucas has knocked the can off the bridge. Luckily it's on the ice and it's actually standing upright. So survival mentality. Thanks for bringing that back into this. We are going to try to figure out how to get our can back. Give us a minute. So, Lucas.
Yeah.
Where's our billy can?
On the ice.
On the ice under the what?
Under the bridge.
How helpful is that?
Not helpful at all. It's Katie's fault. Distracted me.
So, all right. So we've got a bit of an idea. We do have a rope long enough for it, and it'd be kind of like fishing, but we're gonna need the pot hanger that we had for our tripod, or for hanging the billy can off of. So we're gonna tie it to the rope, lower it down, and see if we can't get the billy can handle, because conveniently it is sitting upright and the handle is up in the air, I think. Yep. Alright, so we're gonna see if we can't hook that thing and bring it back up. The trick is that hook is back at camp. Any guesses on who's walking back to get it?
Katie?
While Lucas is off fetching our giant fish hook to get our can, it's a good moment to take a moment, gather my thoughts, figure out what we're gonna do, and just move on. Like, it's this is the stuff that good stories are made out of. When we conquer this, we get our can back, we get some water, get some lunch. It's gonna be a good time, and it's gonna probably make a really great video. I'm sure you guys are enjoying watching us bumble along and make stuff, but this is reality. Everything doesn't work perfectly every single time. We do our best, and when things don't work out, we try something else.
Got it.
So we got the hook. We've got it tied on into one of the notches, fairly tight, so it shouldn't work its way out of there. We're gonna lower it down and see if we can't grab that handle, and hopefully it's not frozen into the ice on us, so we can get it pulled out. Things are melting pretty quick there, so we're gonna do that real quick. You want the first try?
Well, I threw it down.
Well, I'm gonna throw you down. Oh yeah. Hot diggity. Alright, Lucas did it first try. Got it with the hook. Took a little jabbing at it, but he managed to get in, get it back up, and now we're going to tie onto it properly and get us some water, because I'm starting to get hangry. Can's tied on real good, figure 8.5 loop. It's not going to come undone whatsoever, and we're going to lower it over the side and get us some water, I hope. Hopefully nothing breaks. I'm going to let Lucas do it in case it does. Alright, here we go. we've got our water, and only a few bits and chunks in it, but that'll cook into our food for sure. We'll go back to camp, get our fire going again, and get some lunch ready. We're starving. Let's go. We're back at camp. Fire is going once again, and we moved the tripod off. We're gonna put the tripod back over the fire. This time the water is away from the fire. We'll get that going, and it's time to make some food, and hopefully we'll be eating it before it's dinner time. Finally got our water boiling. What we're going to do is make a really easy meal in the one pot. Water's boiling. Got about a cup of macaroni. And we're going to cook that first. Get that going. And once that's tender, we'll do the next step. You can see the macaroni noodles have puffed up. Still a little boiling as it swings over the fire. So we got to drain the water out of that, or most of the water, not all of it, but most of it. And then we are going to add some flavor. Drain the water out of the macaroni. It can get put back over top of the fire for now. And typically for this recipe, I'd put in like a can of tomato soup. I found this one called roasted red pepper and tomato soup. So we're going to try that. Get that dumped in there. Now I did leave a little bit of water from the stuff to add it to make it a little bit more soupy, but I didn't want it soupy. I want it more like a mix. And then last night I made up some ground beef. So I brought the ground beef with me. We'll mix that all in. And we'll just mix it up. Oh, it smells so good. So there we go, nice and easy, just like that. There's enough for two of us for a nice big meal, and it was so simple to put together. Boil up the macaroni, dump in the soup, dump in some meat, and bang, we're eating.
So good.
How good?
So good.
Oh. Well, we've reached the end of our time here at camp, and the sun's come out. While making lunch there, the snowstorm hit us, and we got buried in snow and wet again, and now the sun is out, and it's beautiful and amazing. Lunch was really good.
Oh, so good.
Lucas slurped it back pretty good. It hits the spot. Lots of carbs with the noodles and everything, keeps you warm and healthy and good to go for your next adventure, or next half of your adventure. So while we're on video, because I always forget, if you're following us, be sure to like the video. Let us know that you're enjoying what we're doing. Make comments. We love to read the comments and respond to just about everybody that says something. And be sure, if you're not already a subscriber, if you're not already a subscriber, please hit that button. And I think there's also a bell you can hit for notifications. But most important, interact with us a little bit. So today we had, let's see, we knocked the water over. Oh no, we started off, it was dark and gray and miserable. And then we knocked the water over, put out our fire, didn't have any more water. Snow is not deep enough to make water. And then we went to the river, but the river still had ice. And then we went to lower our bucket down. and
Someone knocked it over.
somebody forgot to attach it to a rope before throwing it over. Luckily, it landed on the ice, and we figured out it landed on the ice right side up. Mind blowing. So we made a big fishing hook and caught it. Is that the right term? Caught it?
Picked it up?
And we brought it back up and tied it on real well, got some water, made an amazing lunch, and now it's time to go home.
And it's beautiful out.
So it should be a good walk. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Be sure to hit a few of those buttons. Oh, and in the comments, let me know what would you do if any of those things happen to you. Can you see something better? Got some other ideas? Think outside the box. I'd love to hear what you guys come up with for rescuing the water and the can. And you know what else we forgot?
What?
We forgot spoons. So we had to carve little sticks and eat our noodles with spoons. So it's just one of those days. When you come out, it can't be perfect every time. And
is it ever perfect?
Sometimes.
I haven't been there yet.
not with you. It's always a challenge with Lucas along. And think outside the box. Come up with some ideas. Do something cool. Make the best of what you got. Thanks for joining us. All right, with our fire going once again, we're back at camp. We've got the fire going once again, and with the fire going once again.
Once again, the fire is going.